Hi, it's Dave again with the Acrylic Creations. Today started out to be just a simple swipe. I wanted to get the blues with some beautiful cells. And after I finished it, I'm going, okay, this is nice, but it's not triggering my triggers. So I decided to take a second and think about a piece that I saw Mina do not too long ago. I think it's earlier this week. And it's called a Yeet. Y-E-E-T, a Yeet, and it actually means to throw. And it basically, so I decided, well, let's try throwing some paint on this and see if I can get a contrasting color to make it more interesting. So I'm going to let you decide at the end if it actually succeeded in that. But let's get down to the canvas and we'll get started. Okay, this has no pillow paint, so directly down on the canvas is going to make color layers. And what you see going down there is Blue Black by Atelier Interactive. Basically it's indigo, so it's just their name for their indigo. And I'm just trying to get a good coverage here, something to work with. I felt like I actually moved it too far up on the canvas. At this point I was kind of concerned that I had enough paint to do the job with this one, but as you'll see in a minute, I actually did fine with as far as the amount of paint there was. Now I'm going to start layering these paints out, and it's going to go from the darkest, which is the indigo, up to my lightest, and just getting my layers where they need to be. And I think what I'm doing here is I'm just moving the paint around as much as I can while it's still fairly fluid. I was really nervous about this one starting to create a skin before I was ready to. Okay, this is Taffy by This Little Piggy. And Taffy is it's a beautiful blue. You can see it here, but the amount of shine that's in here is it's just it's a beautiful paint. And I always forget I have it in my palette, in my box. So it was nice to pull it out and use it again. Move the paint down, get a little bit of thinner layer there so that I'm not dealing with too much paint on the canvas. Picking up our next, this is Frost by This Little Piggy. And I really honestly thought I'd used this paint before. When I pulled it up and opened up the container, I had never opened it. So this is a first run for me, and it could possibly be my newest light blue that it's my new favorite. Okay, this is Unicorn. Kind of made a quick decision here to go to what I had made up already and see if I could get rid of some of the paints that were getting old. So Unicorn is beautiful. It's got a violet shimmer to it underneath it. And as you can see, it's a little bit lighter, not much. This is Waterfall. Waterfall is it's in between those two, so that worked out beautifully. And this is Sapphire, also by This Little Piggy. So I'm just getting my paints together. All that white area you see above, that's right now raw canvas. Pulled up some titanium white to fill that and just flooding that area up there. Trying to match the two layers there. I didn't want to flood my canvas with my pillow paint before I did this because I was really concerned about having too much paint on for this technique. This is more of a traditional fluid art technique, and I've never really done too much of the swipes with the Shelee Art style of painting, with the thicknesses of painting. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put down some titanium white, and this is a cell activator. This is my Amsterdam titanium, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put on the back of this my Art titanium white to swipe over the top of that. Now you say, why are you doing the mixing the two? Well, the titanium white from Amsterdam and the titanium white from Art react totally different. And I was hoping I was going to get an interplay between the two of them and see what would happen. Art tends to open up immediately, whereas sometimes the Amsterdam takes a little longer. You see I got some really beautiful cells up at the top. Nice even swipe on this would have been better, but I didn't do a very good job with the swipe, at least I don't think so. But I think I'm going to do some more of these, maybe on a canvas that isn't so long. This is an 8 by 20, and it's formidable as far as trying to get the canvas filled. At this point, I wasn't thinking, oh, let's do a Yeet. Yeet. Y-E-E-T. Let's do a Yeet. I wasn't thinking that yet. I was thinking I was going to try that here sometime soon, but didn't realize today was going to be it. So, and I'm not unhappy with this first part of it. My cells started getting a little bit wonky, and I finally had to step away and say, okay, let's do the flyover. As you can see here, I got some really nice sparkle in this. This is first flyover. Actually, what I did with this, I said, okay, let's call it a day. And I went upstairs and I started processing. But I said, wait, there's more. This is my first Yeet. I've never tried this before. So I learned some lessons with this. And I'll talk about those here in a minute. But I decided to go with a contrasting color scheme. I got Qunacridone by Golden, Honeycomb by this little Piggy, and Mango by this little Piggy. It's more of a sun beachy feel that I was going for. And here we go. This is our first. I put some in the cup, and I'm ready to fling my paint. That wasn't a good fling at all. Not at all what I wanted to see happen. So I decided at this point I'm not going to get that nice curving arc that Mina got. So, you know, when you're presented with lemons, make lemonade. So I just said, okay, let's play games with this. Let's do something that isn't what you had on your head. Adapt and overcome. I'm also adding a little bit in there. I didn't talk about that. I'm also adding a little bit of the Art cell activator in there so that I have something that will create cells. At least that was my thinking. I did get a little bit of cell work, and I'll show you that in here in a few minutes. Just loading up this cup. And ready to fling. It's a beautiful thing about trying new things. You kind of can take it easy on yourself and not worry about whether or not it was a perfect technique. I decided that maybe my paints were just too thick for this, and I can thin them out a little bit and see if I can get a little bit more of a throw on it that goes where I want it to. So I brought out my Josanya and added it to my paints to see if that would help. Give it a little stir. Not so much worried about bubbles with this type of pour, because the bubbles actually help when you get the undercolors to come through. Certainly not part of the technique, but I find that it's not a hindrance. Okay, filling up my cup again. I'm really not putting much of the paint in this at all. It's just a little tiny bit. I think I may be using less than a half an ounce each time I do this. And I think we're about ready to do the next throw in this, the next yeet. And there we have it. And actually, of the three, I think that was the key to thin it out just a little bit. So let's do our flyover. You can see I did get some spirals and some swirlies there, and I like the contrast between the two paints. It's kind of interesting. So I'm going to be trying this again and maybe play some games with what's there.
If you'd like to help, leave a like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications of future videos. It really does help, and it's absolutely free.
Well, I'm hoping you got something out of this today, and I invite you to come back again. Thanks for being here. Bye for now.